What's happening with people? Sani Bonani, Molweni, Dumelanga, Sheni, hello to my Dekwan, to my entire beloved and diverse South Africans. My name is Promise Mufukeng, aka your boy P. Well, I've no words. Sit back, relax, put your sentiment on and do enjoy the ride because it is already the biggest YouTube channel in the country. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment on the comment section. I'm sitting with one of my favorite people. Karabelo Tshabala is in the building. and the current Secretary General of the SRC and Nelisiwe.
Hello.
Well, since it's month end, I decided to sit down with one of my favorite feminists and sit down and talk about issues affecting women.
Hello.
As a way of celebrating Women's Month, let's talk about women, especially campus-based on our campus. Do you guys think that women have enough representation in all spheres of our campus, academically, in leadership, etc. and etc.? And welcome to the show, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Promise, ne? Yeah. Personally, I feel women do not have enough representation on campus. When I say so, I want us to look at how many women do we have in leadership positions here on campus? How many women do we have representing women or for women on this campus? We don't really have that on this campus. So I would say on this campus, we don't have representation. We don't.
At all.
At all.
Karabelo, what's your take on this?
I mean, I agree, yes, we don't have representation, but again, I want us to think of it like this, right? Do we have enough women standing up and saying we are available so that we have more representation of women within these spheres? You know, you can't just say there's not enough representation of women in these spheres, whereas women are not standing up and declaring availability to represent other women in these spheres that we're speaking about. You understand? I think that is the major problem. To say, where are our capacitated women? Where are they? Why are they not standing up and taking charge and, you know, showing up for other women? You understand? For me, I feel like, yes, we don't have representation, but who is to blame for that?
Yeah.
And I feel it's not a matter of we do not have women who are capacitated to do so. We do. I just don't know. I feel like this campus is not bringing forth such people, like a platform for such thing to happen.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, but like Karabelo and also you, Nelisiwe, you have experience in terms of leading a lot of structures on campus and all those things. As a woman, would you say that it has been very difficult for you to lead that simply because of you are a woman? And would you say that if a specific project that you were working on, it would have been more supported by the students if it was led by a man?
I mean, in some instances, I would say yes, but in some instances, it was just maybe a shortfall on maybe our marketing strategies for those types of campaigns or events or whatever. But in most cases, what I realize is when we do have events that are for women, they are showing up levels are literally always very low. Like, I think because of how backward our campus is, the willingness of women to be in spaces where it's just women is at a decline than it should be, because of how patriarchal our campus is. Women are not keen to be in such spaces.
There is no willingness.
Yes, and women are afraid of even being called feminists in this institution, because I mean it's safety reasons for one, but it's also just how will men or other people perceive me if I subscribe as a feminist. So imagine if me as Karabelo had an event, would those women want to be seen attending such an event?
Yeah.
So, like, Ntoneli, how was it for you? Because you've just been in the process of, campaigns
Yeah.
for the SRC and everything.
Yeah.
As a woman who's also running up against men,
Yeah.
there are also men from opposition parties who are running for the same
Yes.
portfolio that you're running for. But again, to me, I always feel like it is chances of a woman winning elections, especially when they're running for portfolios such as Secretary General, they are good. I don't know why.
That's
Do you understand?
true.
But I want to understand, Lore, as you were throughout the whole month, campaigning and everything, would you say that you've been supported a lot by women? And would you say that did also men feel that you are capacitated enough to be a Secretary General of the SRC or not?
Yes. First, when I promise, what happens is the Secretary General position is being confined to being writing minutes, presenting stuff for the SRC. So they think women do that better than men. Do you understand? So I want us to look at it this way. When I was campaigning, more women supported me than men. No, not than men. It was actually equal. It was actually equal. Women supported me, men supported me. And it was not that. I think women supported me most because I am approachable. And the more I told them that I'm approachable, you can come to me, and they saw it that, oh my God, you're a safe space for us. They supported me even more. And now, in our cabinet, we are 16 members, right? There are 3 females.
Out of 16.
Out of 16.
That is scary as hell.
3 females.
But like, what do you think is the problem though? What do you think is, where do we lack as the QWAQWA campus?
No, I don't want us to look at it like that. I want us to remember can we just look at the eight elective portfolios before we look at the ex officio? Can we not just equate it to what the campus lacks? Because at the end of the day, the students chose, meaning it was a fair run. Women were there on the list of candidates. They were there, but the students felt like, I don't want to vote for this woman because of whatever reasons that they had, and it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. You understand? For me, I feel like with elective portfolios, I am disappointed that not more women are represented. Yes, but I'm okay with the fact that they had a fair race.
Yeah.
No matter how maybe sometimes unfair it was for women running within those portfolios, I think for me it's okay because it's a learning curve for us, where we can improve, how we can improve and stuff like that. But again, we need to remember the vote was for the majority. So whoever the students chose is okay to sit in that cabinet. You understand? Yes, we want more women to be represented within that cabinet, but why is it that women did not vote for those women? That should be the question, not why is there no women within the cabinet.
But again, I also feel like sometimes I feel like sometimes if Karabelo is running for something or for a leadership position and she's a female, and I don't want to vote for Karabelo, sometimes people tend to misinterpret me because I believe I don't want Karabelo in that position. It is not that I'm being sexist. Do you understand? You guys as females also think, or sometimes you take advantage of patriarchy. Sometimes even when you are not well equipped enough to be in a certain position, then you blame, it's a patriarchal system. Same thing that I think we also do that as black people, that all the time, even if it means you do not do your job well, but because of a white person is telling you that you don't do your job, and then now it's racism. Do you think also, because do you think sometimes women take that as an advantage to say, that's what I lost elections because I'm a woman? Do you think?
No.
Yeah.
No. Especially not on this campus. No. Because, my gosh, there are places where patriarchy is not as deep as it is here. And in those instances, maybe that would be the case to say, maybe women are trying to shy away and hiding behind patriarchy as a system. But no, No, we're not trying to hide behind it. We are already oppressed by it. So you can't hide behind a system that's like, whether I'm trying to be a president and I'm not voted for, already there's patriarchal systems against the fact that I am president. So of course there are factors. So when I do lose that position, one of the factors that made sure, that contributed to the fact that I'm not there is because of patriarchy, and it exists. And the more we try to say it's just an excuse for incompetence, then that we are at fault. Do you understand?
But again,
also, even when you use the example of racism to say, no, black people have been systematically oppressed for so long that it's not just racism that makes them react like that. More factors that were conditioned by apartheid will always make sure that we act like that. And it's okay because you have been systematically oppressed so much that to overcome the system is not as easy as it is for a white man to overcome the system. The more reason why for women it will also be 10 times harder for us to overcome the system, like for men it would have been. The same way the LGBTQ plus community experiences worse than women do, because their wards are horrible than ours, you understand?
Yes.
It's like, you can't tell me not to blame patriarchy for my mishaps when it's somehow part of the problem.
Also, it's a choice. If you feel Karabelo is not competent, it's a choice. That's how you feel. It has nothing to do with gender.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with gender. If you feel, I'm not going to vote for Nelly because I feel, don't vote for her. It's a choice for you to not vote for that person.
But again, do you guys also feel that women are hard on each other again? Do you feel like, in a sense that, you know, when I do not like, if I'm a guy and, you know, keep promising and I don't like this particular person, and I don't like him, it's okay for me not to like him. No one is going to put pressure on me or whatever. But do you guys feel like it is different in case of females? Okay, now it's not okay for Karabelo not to like you.
Okay, again, I'll go back to explaining. We need to stop looking at women with their womanness, as just look at them as a human being. As a human being, I have a right to not like you, promise. Whether I'm jealous of you or not, I don't like you. It's just the only time it's going to be a problem that I don't like you is when I'm in your space and I'm invading your space. That is wrong. But if I'm in my own space, I am allowed to not like you, and it's okay because it's human. I don't understand why no one makes a fuss when a man does not like another man.
Exactly.
You make a fuss because you want to say we are the ones that are systematically putting ourselves down, and we're not. And Nelly, if I feel as another woman is not capable of doing something, I'm not going to vote for that other woman. Not because of anything, but because I know they are not capable of doing it. But
it's not a matter of
yes, but think of it in a sense of our campus. Sometimes you're just not capable because you're a woman, not because your capabilities are lack within that maybe portfolio that you're running for. Just because you're a woman, you have to prove already. Yes, already you are not capable to do the job. That's where it becomes a problem. That's why when you say it's okay for you to not vote for Karabelo because you feel Karabelo is not capacitated, we need to be able to really find what capacity is. For some people, being capacitated means being a man. And I can't be a man, but I can be.
And I also think even in the political space, because I know you guys will understand this language because you're also in the political space. Even in the political space, when we are having a conversation as comrades, and there are also female comrades in our conversation, and a female is having a very good argument. And you can tell her, no, there's no way for me to escape this. No, like she has points all the time. Like she's very good. And now I like facts. I feel like Rona, as male comrades, we always try to escape the conversation by saying she is being emotional. Do you understand? But if it's promise, and promise is making a point, they're gonna say promise is passionate. Hey, Mchano, you're very passionate about this, man.
This passion is not even an emotion.
So I think sometimes we're just not aware. We don't realize certain things. No, No, she's not emotional. She's saying the facts. But simply because she's a woman, trying to suppress her by saying, okay, there she goes again, Karabelo can be emotional about her. We are not being emotional here, do you understand?
And you know this thing that male comrades do, ne? It's like they own you. They have that sense of, that's wrong. It needs to stop, especially on this campus. It needs to stop. In our political spaces, it's wrong and it needs to stop.
That's true. That's true. For me, I just think, I'm very loud, me. And so every time I make my point, I'm the loudest, like literally, listen, you cannot outloud me, I'm very loud. So every time we're in positions of an argument, I'm very loud. And you could, like, especially if I know what I'm saying is okay and it's correct, and then you are not giving me space to express what I'm trying to say. Instead, you're trying to shut me down by telling people how emotional I am. It's okay to be emotional. Honestly, sometimes you need to tell people, okay, being emotional is not the end of the world, because when you are emotional, it means something has affected you. And because something has affected you, you are able to affect change. The only way you can be able to change a situation is if it affects you. Honestly, I look at the way we struggle on campus. There's never going to be a time where someone is going to make effective change unless that change benefits them. It's not going to benefit you if it does not affect you emotionally. So in my political spheres, all the time, issues relating to women. Why are you so emotional? I'm emotional because every day when I walk outside of my home and it's at night, I'm not safe. So therefore, every issue relating to women, relating to how much of fear we have to live in, anything that has to do with me existing as a woman is emotional. Therefore, yes, I am emotional and it's okay. And they make it seem as if leading with emotions is a downfall, and it's not.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to be able to advocate for your people is if your emotions are into it. Because imagine if I don't have any emotion and you come and tell me about your inner spouse problems.
Yeah.
I don't care because it doesn't touch you. So I'm not gonna solve your problem.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, I get you. But like, looking on campus, do you guys have like that one specific woman that you feel like this person has done it for me? This person has done it for me. I felt I'm represented on campus. I felt I don't know, do you have that one specific person that you can pinpoint and say, when this person for me did it for me as a female?
Yeah, I do.
Who?
Me, it has always been known to me so long.
Why?
Like, she is a powerhouse. She's a force, man.
Yeah.
She's a walking damn it. Have you ever met a walking damn it? That's her. You understand? That's her every time she opens her mouth. Honestly. And I've never seen someone so humble. I've never seen someone take, oh my god, like, you know when you run for elections and you lose, I've never seen someone take a loss with such pride and dignity.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
In my years of being on this campus, she was the only one. Friend, she exudes like dignity. She walks with honor. Like she walks like the ground owes her something. And even today, she has not stopped. Like even today, she still wants to advocate for wherever she is, wherever she sees a need. She wants to advocate in church. She's there. Like students like need something. She's there. Now she's a teacher, but she sees a need within Banana School, and she still wants to affect change. Everywhere she is, she wants to make an impact, and it's always a positive one. But honestly, who I want to be when I grow up is going to be so.
When you grow up.
Honestly.
When do you have somebody that you feel, okay, you know, I've always been inspired by this particular individual?
I do have my woman who I look up to, and I'm just like, oh my god, if only you knew you're doing such a great job. And one of them is my friend right here.
Why?
Karabelo does not know what she's doing so much. For real.
Okay, let's
another person for me would be former Secretary General Silwan. I love Silwan.
Yeah.
I feel like in spaces where she felt she does not want to be there, and she just forced herself to say, I'm going to be here and speak my mind and leave. And she did that.
She did.
I love her for that. I love her.
Yeah, she did. But like, let's, okay, fine. So you know what I want to understand. I want you to make us understand in what way would you say that Karabelo is one of the people that inspires you.
Yes.
And what is it that, as a Secretary General, the current Secretary General, what are the few things that you've learned from Silwani that you think you can use them in order to, uplift yourself?
Yes. Karabelo for me was one person who forced change in my life.
And I hope you're not saying this because she's...
No, man, no. It's not because I'm buying your face. No.
Thank you.
She has enforced change in my life in such a way that when I look at the person that I am today, I know that it's because of such women that have been backing me up and telling me, Nelly, grow thick skin. Nelly, you need to grow thick skin. Because I've always wanted to be this person, this woman that I'm becoming, but I do not know how. And because I am a sweet person, and when things happen, I'm just like, no, it's okay. Karabelo was one of the people to say, no, it's not okay. And you need to fight for yourself. In spaces, you need to fight for yourself, Neil. So this is how I'm saying Karabelo has been an inspirational person in my life. She has been a best friend. And when we talk of Silwani, former Secretary General of the students, yes. Silwani for me holds values and that she never compromised. And she stood with pride to say, I will not compromise. My academics first, me first, you understand? So I take that with me from her. This is why also she's a good woman for me.
And one other thing I also liked about her is the fact that she wanted to be blamed, she wanted to be blamed as an individual, not for as a woman.
Yeah.
And she's one person in the when she do something she did very well, like her academics. She did them very well, which is nice. And there was a certain incident whereby oftentimes women are always blamed, or you are Karabelo because of your boyfriend. Do you understand?
I remember.
Yes. She wanted to be Silwani, and
outside,
let's forget outside your association, outside your affiliation, she wanted to be herself. And if you want to chop her head, chop it alone. Don't try to say you're doing this because of so and so. You're doing this because of so and so. That's what I
appreciated that about her so much.
Yes.
And I remember when I had the conversation with her, we were in her room. Was it dress? I don't remember.
Yes, a dress.
And she said, I'm not comfortable in office because of the stigma behind my relations with this person. And I said to her, no, you need to be able to say, fuck all of this. This is not something that I'm going to appreciate from either one of you. And just redefine yourself outside of that person. And she does that perfectly. Guys, she does it flawlessly. I've never seen anyone that do anything so perfectly. Like, she redefined who she was, and she was okay with it. No matter who disagreed with what or how she did what, she was okay with just continuing.
And you remember when they had problems and we were criticizing, we were saying this and that. Yes, they took it, but when you saw Silwani outside, she would still greet you.
Yes.
You would still talk to her, and she would still be a safe space.
Yeah.
And then for me, I think what I loved most about her was always just being able to just come back and talk to you as an individual, to say, why is it that you feel this way? You know, that thing, that being able to question, why is it that you feel that this is happening? She had that, and then when you were done explaining, she would explain also her side, and then you get to understand, this is why something like this and this and this has been happening. And for me, that was very beautiful, because she did it very well.
She did.
Even though from the outside, people would think she has an attitude, honestly, when you sat down with her and you got to understand, you would find out that.
Okay, but so tell me, what is one thing? What is that one statement you've received that you are like, yo, this is so sexist, either from another woman or from whoever? But you're like, no, this for me was like, it's now it's
for me, it was recently.
Because you know why I'm asking this, man?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you say something and you're not even aware of how do women feel about it. You know, little small kind of things sometimes they offend women, especially women who are aware of the system, who are aware of their circumstances.
Yeah. Promise, I recently had that like 2 days ago, and this guy said to me, Wena, can you even strike, Kinje? Can you even strike? What is this? Am I a striking person? So men can strike, women cannot. And then how shall we like, you see me, I cannot hold a strike. For me, it was, oh, okay, I'm being undermined, because for them, power is defined, you can strike. That is how they define power. Yeah, for me, yeah, it was sexist.
Like for me, I think it's the most general, most popular thing that men do in our political spaces. She is as you are, when you are a woman.
Yes.
Like that is like no.
Sorry.
I don't want to be yours. I'm okay. No, because
But is there?
I'm telling you, like only a man with a promise is my man. He's our man.
It never happens.
It never happens. Promise is their force. Karabelo is their woman. How dare you? How dare you? Why is it that because we're both comrades and we're in the same political level, why is it that promise is a force and I'm your woman? I'm not your property. I would rather be a force rather than be your woman. I'm not your woman.
But do you guys think there's something like a difficult woman or a difficult feminist? You know what I'm saying? There was a situation whereby, and I think I need to share this with someone, with everyone. There was a situation whereby, I can't remember who we were, but we were attending a meeting, and I'm with Karabelo, we were attending a meeting. We entered into a boardroom full of gents. They're sitting across the table. And somebody is like, okay, let me stand up so that she can sit down as a woman. I don't know whether is this person trying to be a gentleman, because I would have done the same thing. But she didn't take it very well. She didn't take it very well. Because now I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. Should I open a door for a woman or should I not? Should I stand up and give her a seat so that she can sit down? Because we entered in that room and this person, I don't know, they were doing it because they were like, you know, now I've got the energy to stand up for the whole day. And then she can't.
I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah, tell me what. Because for me, I was like, okay, now I do not understand.
No, there's chivalry and then there's condescending behavior. You need to be able, like, you know me, I can decipher, you know, I can understand and I can read situations. When it's condescending, it does not come with, please sit, like, you know, as a woman sit. No. It does not come out of respect for women. It just comes out of weak, lazy, will not be able to stand up for this whole meeting anyway. So might as well get some talking points standing up so you can sit. That is wrong. And then when we entered the meeting, because we came in late because we knew about the meeting late. When we came in, all the men in there were already having opinions about the fact that I was there. Do you understand? So when he decided to stand up, it was sort of a continuation of the condescending behavior that had already started in the room. So I obviously took offense.
But and again, let's talk about this. There are people who often say that, especially with the concept of feminism, there are people who offer. Somebody said to me that, you know, sometimes I feel like feminists are people who are just angry women. Some of them, they've been raped. Some of them, they are members of the LGBTI community. So now that you date another woman, so you're having hate on men. Some of them are just simply want to compete with men and all that and all those things.
My gosh.
I mean, like, if you have to explain to somebody, let's say that you have to explain it to your younger sister, Hori, what is the concept of feminism so that they understand it better? What would you say?
I mean, imagine me competing with the other gender. No, miss this one. I don't compete with the other gender.
How would you define the concept of feminism?
I mean, guys, feminism is just women trying to fight for women to be seen as human beings and be treated as such. I can understand why we need to give feminism this,
you know what happens?
Connotation.
You know, a person would see a woman with status as, oh, she's a great woman, and another woman perceived as on a lower level as, oh my gosh, shame, and not just as these people are human beings. That's wrong.
And I agree with you.
Yes.
I've seen with the way you would treat a look at a woman that you perceive as great. Picture her.
Yeah.
She has her own car, beautiful, everything, does her things. And then look at a sex worker. A woman who decides to have agency with her own body, a sex worker. Look at the two women. What makes one different from the other? And just be honest with your opinion.
How would you treat each of them?
We'll see. Which one? Like, how would you treat one? Like, what makes the other different from the other? Let's start there.
Okay, the other one is she is doing, like, morals.
Yeah.
Society's expected norms, norms.
I'm not asking about society's morals.
Don't go.
At this point, I'm not
How
asking
would I
about
do-
society's morals. I'm asking about you.
Yeah.
I'm asking you to tell me what makes one different from the other.
Because this one, obviously, she's there on the street selling her thing.
Exactly. That is where that is where the problem begins. You see, you don't respect women because they're human beings. You respect them because of your own moral compass and what you want to be seen as a valid woman to you. You don't just respect the fact that this person exists and has agency with their own body. You just want to exercise your own beliefs on top of this other person, which is oppression. You want to force your own beliefs onto me. Because if I now decide to have agency in my own body and go and be a sex worker, you're going to change your opinions about me. But I'm your friend. You already know me. You understand? Outside of what I decide to do as an occupation or as a source of income, who am I? You don't care about that, but you care because I need to be a CEO in suits and stilettos. Only then will I get respect from you. That's what happens. Close your eyes and think of a woman who walks around the streets, got short shorts, and think of a woman who is always in your pencil skirts, church clothes. Which one do you respect more than which? Which one already you award respect to?
But, like, don't you think sometimes it's socialization and how we were raised as
No,
men?
it's just patriarchy going through and through. And it's
It's
men
a
thinking,
system and it's
yes,
continuing.
and it's just men thinking, well, it's okay to have your own moral compass and your own.
But then even women
force
do
onto
that,
other
though.
people. No, they don't. Okay, yes, they do, but it's not as deep as the way it happens with women. You understand? You will not find women catcalling a man. But rest assured,
Yeah,
when you wear
I think
short
I would agree
and
with
walk,
you. I would agree with you because I saw something on Twitter. I don't remember when was this, but somebody mentioned the number of boyfriends Bonang Mateba
Has had.
Yeah, has had, and I loved how she fought because she was like she went back to respond to my vagina, my rules, and she even said the reason why people are doing this is because of I'm a woman and I'm 30 years old. I decided to have 4 boyfriends. So what? Do you understand? But if it's a guy who has 10 girlfriends, no one is gonna say this one is a
and
bitch
there's a
and one.
bachelor.
Exactly. Do you understand? I think sometimes our society, the way we treat women, there's so much
It's
pressure.
unfair.
It
So
is.
as feminists, we are promoting that you should have a choice as a woman. You should do what you want to do. And because they are always going to say something
so
because this is the world we live in. So do what you want to do what makes you happy. If you feel I don't like kids, I don't want to have kids, it's a choice for me to not want to have kids. It's a choice for me to have 2 boyfriends. It's a choice for me to not date. It is a choice after all, and that should be respected. So this is what we are promoting on this campus.
Okay. Let's talk about
And honestly, I don't think that is
our campus.
the sphere of our campus. The language that you speak, it's like foreign. Like you literally speaking in tongues and no one understands what you're saying. No, I know it's funny. No, it's very funny.
Yeah.
Mara, honestly, you're not gonna tell women on this campus, leave your boyfriend when he beats you up. You're not going to do it.
Speaking of that, let's talk about Embrace Sister.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Embrace Sister. Embrace Sister came to the QWAQWA campus with I feel like they did not, and I'm saying this because Karabelo mentioned that they do not understand the dynamics of our campus and the kind of women we have on campus. Like she's saying, you won't go to your friend and tell your friend that dump your boyfriend because of he is abusing you. There's a girl who will tell you that this is his way of showing me love.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Like that also it says a lot, especially in terms of distinguishing the dynamics of the QWAQWA campus and the Bloemfontein campus. Do you understand? So I don't know what do we actually need as the QWAQWA campus that will actually be able to address our issues very well.
The first thing I think we need to do is decipher the jargon that is used within feminist spaces. We don't understand that. We don't, honestly, no one understands that. You thought the whole Malala Oklokena, like the topic that they had when we were trying to launch Embrace, then without asking any of us our opinion whatsoever, they decided to come here, and the conversation was, if your vagina could speak, what would it say? This is, guys, we are a traditional campus. Say that to the people, the UP ladies, I mean, go and say that to them and see if honestly they will listen to what you have to say. Already, for them it's like, it's a taboo. You don't talk, you don't just, you need to be able to decipher and bring it down to their level and step them step by step. I can't preach advanced feminism to someone who does not even understand the concept.
So true.
So for you to first get them to your place, you need to be able to explain why you're saying that they should be able to say, I'm not going to accept you treating me like this as my boyfriend. They don't understand that. For them, it's what should happen. And some of them, honestly, I have met women who say, if he does not beat me, he does not love me. They say this like, I mean, I met a guy who said, I left my ex-girlfriend because she said, I'm tired because I'm shy. No, honestly, I swear. No, I swear, I wish I was lying. But this is what happens on our own campus. And when you come to those women and you tell them if your vagina could speak, what is that person's vagina gonna say? They don't even want you to talk about their vaginas because Uba wasn't vagina.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah, how dare you? This is so sacred to them. How dare you?
And I think again, when we now sit down and start to talk about transformation and try to create a friendly environment for all the genders on campus, I think that's what also delays our transformation on campus. When you are trying to change a policy and you're in your team, we don't see things with the same eye at all. Typical example, our institution has like policies that when you read this policy and you're like, no, but for an institution that is non-sexist, and then there's a clause like that on that specific policy, do you understand? I think that's also what delays the process of transformation in our institution because of such things like that. Typical example, the pregnancy policy.
It's gone now.
Yeah, that was one of the policies that were, for me, it was like, I remember when at some point I was addressing first year students, and I said to them, UFS is a very non-sexist institution. And when I was alone, I'm like, but girls still get punished for being pregnant on campus. Do you understand? For a non-sexist institution. But again, what they always do, transformation is always brought by students. So when you are having students who are like that, who believe that men are superior than women, then how do we sit down and start to say, okay, as students, let's advocate for transformation when we don't even agree, okay, a woman is good enough as a man.
But again, promise, we need to also look at it in the space here, our residences. Friend, your girlfriend can live with you for 3 months.
Or the whole year.
No one is going to kick your girlfriend out of your room. Gabi, that will not fly because it's so strict. All the girl residences, the rules are so tight that no one can break or pierce the rules. But with our male residences, anything and everything can happen. How is that possible? For me, I feel like that is the root of where the problem starts. Women are expected to be moral beings and we're expected to follow these rules. But the enforcement of these rules in other residences is not as deep as it is with female residences. And I remember we had a case and I was talking with protection services on campus. Do you know what they said? At least men can protect themselves from whatever happens. With you women, we need to be able to make sure we regulate over value, you are okay in. I was like, that is wrong. The whole mentality is wrong. If these are rest rules, then they should apply to all residences. It should not to all students. If I'm supposed to kick you out of my room at 10 o'clock, you should not be there. Be gone. But if it's going to be unfair for me, God B, I have to kick my boyfriend out, God 10, but God E, I can sleep over for 10 days and no one is even gonna say anything. I mean, God E, visiting hours different at 10. Maga 2 a.m. you can just go in and go to whoever you're going to. Maga B, that shit does not fly.
Then for me, then it says that we are still not ready to fight abuse and everything, because what we're supposed to be saying is that let female students live the way they want to live. If somebody hurt them, there are consequences for that. Do you understand? Meaning that we are still protecting perpetrators of rape and everything, to say, you know, again, after 10, no one should be there because of chances are she might get raped.
Again, I think that is the problem. For me, that is the problem. You can't just say, live the way you want to live. If it's a rule of an institution for the whole residence system, it can't just apply like as a blanket for if anything happens in your room there, then the university is not liable because they told you to keep this person out and this time it didn't. It can't be like that. If the person needs to be gone by 10, let the person be gone by 10. Because even at E, because I'm not allowed to do this, I'm going to go at E and I will still get raped after 10. But they let me go through. And the university will say, because of that, like, liability, we're not liable because you were supposed to be gone at 10. But then the ones that are not enforcing the rule of saying by 10 o'clock you should be gone.
Yes.
You understand? So it does not help anyone to say, let all residences be, because no one is safe. You understand? If you want to say we want the campus to be a safe space, hence we're saying at 10 all visiting hours must be over, then you need to be able to ensure that all residences abide by that. Because if you look at another 2 a.m. and there's a group of guys standing there, if they decide to rape me, they will. And security is not going to be aware because E is a very unruly race. So people get I will get raped. Security will think they will not do anything because they will not even be aware that someone who is not even supposed to be in this race is in this race.
But then, like, how do we move on then? Yeah, let's sum it up then. Let's sum it up. What was the highlights for you?
The highlights of the conversation?
No, not really of the conversation, but what was the highlights for South Africa in terms of transformation of the country or the campus, if I may say that? Because like you see, I don't know, is there some progress that you saw? You know, this was a great initiative on campus that happened, or this was a great initiative in the country that was actually helping in terms of empowering women?
Oh my word.
Because I also can't think of anything. But then what do you think that we also need?
For me, I think the one initiative that did inspire change is the Men Are Trash initiative. Like, the hashtag no, honestly, it made a lot of people uncomfortable, but it opened the conversation to questioning how
and you know, as a gender, they acknowledge that yes, we have a problem as a gender.
Yes, it opened a platform where we actually we decipher and we dismantle the system of patriarchy as a whole, and it helped in terms of eradication of GBV, gender-based violence. I don't think it's over. Like, the fight against gender-based violence is done. In fact, I don't think we've moved as a country. But I think the initiative opened up spaces for women to come out and talk about their experiences. that for me was the best. And the one thing that will always be a highlight again for me is the case here, that girl who came out against the pastor to say, you raped me, and the
that was
church
also
is
big.
allowed.
That was very big in the country.
Yes, I loved how composed she was.
Yeah.
And I love how she showed us that you can be a victim and not crying all the time. I loved that. I loved the fact that
And
she broke status quo about what victims look like.
Yeah.
So for me,
Yeah, I think that
And you
was-
can
that
be
was
a
very
victim
good.
and not shy away,
Yes.
but break through,
Yes.
break forward.
Yeah, so in closing, guys, do you have any message to females?
who inspires you?
Who
Before you
inspires me?
Yes, promise.
Who inspires me? I don't know, like, I'm inspired. You guys inspire me.
Ow.
Yeah, you guys inspire me. I think who inspires me, guys? I think you said people. I can't think of anyone right now, but the likes of Nondumiso were people who showed us that women are capable and they can do it. So that is a true example that will show you, okay, this person can do this thing.
Yeah.
Do you understand? This person can do this thing. People like Mawande were bold enough to say, I'm not scared to be in this position.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Those are people who inspire me. And Mawande is also one of the people that never felt the need to explain herself or to feel as if she's not good enough or anything. But she was able to do it at the end of the day. So those are people who also inspire me a lot.
So Mawande.
Yeah, Mawande don't do me so Selwani. Those are people who are also believable, that are very strong. And yourself, declaring yourself available for a position like Secretary General is a lot on your shoulders. I think that's why boys will always run away from that, because they know very well that they always say women are good at multitasking, so you must have a female comrade as the Secretary General. Do you understand? That for me is also good. People like Bojoy, I feel like she was also good in a lot of ways. She's one female student that I know on campus also, who has stepped in each and every opportunity that UFS has to offer to a student. She did everything, and that was amazing. Do you understand? And she inspired a lot of other girls to also wake up every day and go and find it. Yeah, I loved that. So do you guys have any message in closing to all your masses, especially Secretary General? What do you have in store for the students as the beginning of your term?
I have a lot in store. I promise I have a lot in store. And
you can give us a taste.
Yeah, you know what I have learned. I have learned that this position is not just you writing minutes, just you trying to make sure that everybody does their work, being accountable, but also this office can also present something to the students, which is what I want to do, which is what I'm looking forward to do for the students of QWAQWA campus, honestly.
Amazing.
Yeah, I have learned. Yeah.
That's amazing. Karabelo, do you have
closing?
anything to say?
For the people?
Yes. And what can we also expect from you as one of the leaders of this campus?
Okay. For me, I think the one message I would put out there, especially for women, is keep on keeping on, and to break those doors and don't be apologetic about it. When you win, no one should come and tell you that your win is theirs. It's yours, and own it. And I think for me, it's be that I don't give a damn kind of woman, because that opens a lot of doors for you, and it actually shows you have a backbone for yourself and you can stand up for yourself. And those are the type of women that we need. Even if you are soft, be soft with a backbone of saying, this is my limitation, and I'm not willing to pass this. Yes, and you have to have that line, or people, you are not going to be able to pass this line.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys, for your time. I'm going to invite you again once.
Okay.